Well, I did want to ask you, since we're already in this, I wanted to kind of pan over for a second because we do have Raquel, and now her family is coming out saying that they have contacted the FBI. Contacted the FBI because they are receiving death threats online and over the phone saying that somebody will come to their house and tear Raquel apart limb by limb. Like, it's crazy. Honestly, if they are receiving, which people are ridiculous, I would imagine that death threats, like those stupid things, would come, unfortunately. But what are your thoughts about the FBI, them calling the FBI? The only reason I ask you this is because on Twitter, somebody made a good point when they said, right before the reunion, Raquel had this whole stage PR thing with TMZ in front of the nail salon. Right before the trailer came out, she literally said hours before on her Instagram, hey, my Instagram was hacked, but also it's Mental Health Awareness Month. So be aware. And then right before the reunion stuff, a source came out and said her and Tom broke up. So some people are saying, is this for more sympathy, like the mental health facility, or is this something to really be concerned about?
Well, I mean, listen, if anybody's even going to put out that there has been death threats, you've got to take it seriously right out of the gate. We don't mess around with any kind of self-harm or any kind of harm in general when it comes to physical, your physical being. So you have to take it seriously. Of course, the FBI then commented, we cannot confirm or deny anything that we are investigating. That's just FBI policy. So they can't confirm or deny this, a spokesperson said. But they also added, if anybody ever feels unsafe, please contact your local authorities. I don't know. The Bravo audience is listen, we've gotten comments that'll turn your hair white. Like, I've read things about myself where I'm like, what? Like, it's really scary. So that's true. I really hope that this isn't true, but I mean, people are wild and nuts out there and they do say wild things. And this situation has gotten people so angry. I sure hope not, but I really hope this isn't any kind of PR tactic. And it seems like we have now evidence that Sandoval uses PR tactics. I think at this point, Raquel is doing the best thing she can possibly do is just lay low. Even these kind of press releases with this, I kind of worry because it kind of kicks things up again. I think Raquel is much smarter than Tom, and that Tom is out there. He's still trying to fight. He's fighting with people over his white nail polish. I think these things are just let it die down. Let this die down. The reunion and the never before seen episode will be done in 3 weeks, and then we can try to get back to normal. But he's out there fighting tooth and nail. But yeah, I want everybody on this cast to be safe and stay safe. I think threatening somebody is way, come on, that's ridiculous. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. He's getting into a fight with a Glamour reporter because they made fun of his white nail polish. Come on.
And then it keeps going, right?
Yeah,
Journalist.
It keeps going. Well, he kind of misspells words and he it's like, don't give us more reasons to make fun of you at this point. Like, would you have been happier if it was an article on cheaters? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, God, you got to realize people are angry. The more you fight back against it, the more people are going to clamp down on you. And I think this is just wild. And it shows the ego behind all of this. The ego is magnificent on this man. He did something very wrong and he's got to just chill out. Until then, we are going to continue to make fun of him. It will die down, but we did the same thing with Jax. We've done the same thing with Schwartz, but he did something so egregious that we're just people are going after him. He's got to realize, his actions have consequences, and especially because it's television, it's much larger than if we did the same thing.
Honestly, I agree with you. When you saw,
I like that you sound surprised on that. You're like, honestly, I agree.
No. It's like, I can't really, I'm piggybacking off of you because I don't really have an opinion that goes against that. So I mean it like that. When you saw Ariana, did you ask her anything about something about her?
Yeah. In fact, so they were there yesterday. They started their TikTok account yesterday too. So I think we're going to have it open, or I think they're going to have it before the end of June at this point. I mean, nice. They've already done a lot of construction on it over the last month. Yeah. So it's full steam ahead.
Woo-woo.
Yeah.
Love that. Okay. Before we end up capping this off, I did want to share one more thing that came out from Bravo Snark side. And they said this.
Yeah.
Sheena and Brock were on a radio show in Australia this morning saying Rachel most likely won't be back on the show next season because her family won't allow it. They also said head of production told the cast not to sign any deals for next season until they've watched all 3 parts of the reunion because of a big secret that is revealed that none of the cast knows about. Only the showrunner that worked with this person knows the secret.
Yeah, this is like the $1 million question, Adam. Yes, no, it really is the big question we're all wondering. I released a couple of Vanderpump episodes today, and I speculate what this is. So there was a lot of things. We had a rumor last week that Raquel was pregnant, which has been debunked. So
Right.
It's not that. I mean, what could it be? Like that the timeline is completely false on this relationship, which I think is one of the reasons that one of the things it could be. We have now, even in the scene from unseen footage, that it was happening during Coachella potentially. So what if the timeline is completely fake? What if it started during the DJ James Kennedy relationship? Would that make anybody pause? I don't necessarily think it would make the cast pause, though. What could make the cast so angry, or it could affect things so much? Somebody said in my Facebook group that it was like, oh, maybe Lisa is selling Sir. Maybe she's closing shop and going to Vegas.
They wouldn't care about that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, the show would still go on because none of them really work at Sir.
Yeah.
So what could it be? I mean, maybe production knew and didn't tell Ariana. Like what? I mean, I'm trying to think of something so offensive that it would make people not sign their contracts. Or is this a PR move to get people speculating, excited? What could it possibly be?
If this is a PR move, though, I think it would be so ridiculous on Bravo's end to do that, because this would be one of those moments of, guys, the reunion, wait till you see. When I tell you, it's like nothing you've seen before, and then you get to it, and it's Salt Lake City season 3 reunion.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Andy's like, this is the best season of Orange County we've ever seen.
Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, I thought at first it could be the pregnant thing too, but then seeing the photos of Raquel with the cigarette and also Alex Baskin debunking that, I was like, okay, that's out. Then I was wondering if Lisa Vanderpump potentially knew the whole time, but then she would look so silly being on the floor saying that she didn't know and then being the one to come out and say that she actually did. I don't think that's the case. So I am curious. I'm really curious. Guys, in the live chat, if you have a guess, please. I think it started before James and Raquel called off the engagement.
That's what a big one is. I just don't know how that would affect everybody in the group from signing. You know, I mean, could it be that, I mean, the other, like Schwartz, Sandoval, and Raquel had a threesome? Would that make everybody? I'm trying to think of something that would make people not sign up and want the money that they would get from this show. And I imagine they all want to come back. Raquel probably is on the fence because of her family. But other than that, I'm trying to think of something so egregious at this point.
Did Tom hook up with another female from the show?
Well, it says only the showrunner and this person knows. So if that was true, one of the other people in the cast would know. One of the other like, what could it be? The other thing and I hope it's not this, because I was going to say maybe Raquel had, trigger warning, self-harmed in some way. And maybe that's where, but if you listen, I had Janet Elizabeth, one of their close friends, on the show today, and we were talking, and she talked about like